I've spent well over a year creating the world's best mountain bike video games. So before we dive into when Mavericks is coming out, who it's for, where it can be played, let's go back 20 years so I can explain exactly why now is the perfect time to build a legendary video game. So I grew up playing extreme sports video games like SSX Tricky, Tony Hawk, Downhill Domination with my twin brother Jono. And of all those games I played, especially mountain bike games, it was obvious to me that a pro athlete wasn't involved in the development. Something was always missing, whether it be the physics, the controls, the environment, or even the brands. There was just something not there. Now fast forward back to now, I've built a career in extreme sports. I'm very lucky, I'm a pro mountain bike rider, which makes me uniquely qualified to build an authentic mountain bike game. And the tech required to build video games has transformed in those 20 years. And I've learned so much about that, and now is the time to do it. So I feel super lucky. I've built a massive following online of you guys. You've watched me travel the world competing in a whole range of the gnarliest mountain bike competitions, from X Games to slopestyle to Red Bull Joyride, and now even Red Bull Hardline. A whole variety of events across multiple disciplines. You've watched me play the game as a pro athlete for 10 years, but very few of you have actually had the chance to play that game. And that is why I'm building Mavericks. I've actually designed this game from the ground up, encompassing everything I love about the sport. I've been addicted to building my entire life, and this project has allowed me to build the dream MTB playground. I've spent a year learning to understand the controls and the physics that place a bike in the hands of a player, meaning that anyone anywhere can compete for real world prize money and grind to unlock sponsors in an epic open world. Mavericks is essentially the mountain bike career without the £10,000, the $10,000 barrier. That's what I'm so excited to share with you guys. That's why I'm stoked to bring my twin brother Jono on board into this journey with me to help bring the game to life.
And as the older, wiser brother, I actually couldn't be more proud of what you've created with Mavericks. It's sick.
Thanks, mate. We're bringing our love for games and bikes as kids full circle. So who's actually building the game? Well, right now we're on our way to our game developer partner, Third Kind Games, and they're world class. They've worked on titles like Forza, and we've got a small but dedicated team there of programmers, coders, artists, level designers, who all now share my vision. But back at the start, it was actually really tricky to figure out how to it was difficult to take a bike on a screen and figure out how to connect it with a player through a controller. But there's been some easy wins, like I've split up the braking between the front brake and the rear brake with your index fingers, just how you do on a bike. And that allows you to have so much control over the bike. And when you move the weight of the rider around, you can precisely control wheelies, stoppies, drifts. You actually feel the rider in your hands. At the very core of Mavericks is authentic physics. It's hard to do right, and we've spent forever striking the balance between what's real and what's fun to play. We've developed a bike controller that uses real world values, physics, metrics to calculate grip. It knows when you should lose traction on certain terrain with the front wheel or the back wheel. It has working suspension, super precise brakes, and all of that is going to be so important when in a few months you guys are going to be racing on live leaderboards for legit real world prizes and cash. We're bringing MTB to esports. So let's meet some of the team.
My name's Rav. I am Director and Chief Strategy Officer here at Third Kind Games.
So you've obviously worked on loads of titles in your career, Rav. How does Mavericks, and particularly working with extreme sports athletes, differ to stuff you've worked on before?
So this one is quite a bit different because, as you kind of imply there, we've got Matt and yourself on board, kind of leading the charge on the design front and helping out with the development. So having kind of that key collaboration partner who has direct experience in the kind of environment of the game that we're building helps us kind of direct the game to make sure there's that kind of authentic experience.
Hello, I'm Lee and I'm the lead 3D artist.
What is the job of an artist when it comes to video games?
I guess it depends on the artist. So in my case, a 3D artist, we deal with the world itself. So it could either be making the assets for the world or building the world out itself.
So take us back to the very beginning. We've built this massive open world, but how did it even start? What is it actually made of?
So I guess with the brief of open world mountain biking game, we had to figure out how to create a large scale environment with hills, with fields, bike routes, walking routes, everything to go with a mountain bike game. So we need to find plugins or tools that could help us do this on a larger scale, and we could create height maps, and we created height maps based on real mountains from Wales, and then started placing them within the world and trying to make a Welsh landscape that's not really Wales, it's our own playground within Wales.
It's based on the topography of there, but not a copy of.
No, yeah, so it's trying to use some of their key, most famous places, but kind of mash them together, put them on top of each other, and kind of create our own world with that.
Hey, I'm Louis, I'm a level designer. As a level designer, you want to see other people try it and be like that yes moment of they've done it, you know.
Well, they've done it the way you hoped.
Oh yeah, definitely. But it's also nice to see like how the people are gonna think about the trail. If I thought about it in a way, they might see it way differently.
That's what I love about the stuff we've built, is mountain bikers think outside the box with line choice and where they want to go. And I feel like we've created trails that allow them to be creative.
Yeah, I think, it's about creating that excitement in the open world.
So at that point, we had a working bike and physics model, but we didn't have any sound. We had no audio, and that's actually more complicated than it sounds. Like, the game doesn't know what you're going to do, so you need to capture just an entire plethora of bike sounds. We had to do authentic audio capture with my actual enduro bike, which is a playable bike in the game, riding all sorts of surfaces at different speeds, the brakes, the tyres, the rear hub, all that's specific to my bike. And once we had that, it can then be implemented slowly into the game with all scenarios. And after that, there's animation, by far one of the most complicated things from a programming perspective. We needed to work out how to animate the rider and the bike to look legit.
The team's growing, things are going well, and there's motion capture to show you.
This is the start of our motion capture with Move AI. So we're just using GoPros. There's 10 cameras around whatever it is we want to motion capture. And this is just so seamless, almost basic, but the results with the animation are insane. This is going to transform the ability to bring in more pro riders and capture their unique style, because we can just do it anywhere using cameras. You don't have to use a studio, you don't have to use a green screen, you don't have to use that special clothing with bobbles and sensors on. I'm just me as I ride my bike, with my bike, where I'd ride my bike. So we're going to go into the skate park after this and do a load of stuff in the air and tricks. In a few hours we'll have captured every single movement that's currently in game, and it will have been me doing those movements. And to do that an hour from my house feels pretty amazing. So we're really on something here. Do the more minor things like pumping, manuals, bunny hops, which are minor compared to tricks, but the devil's in the detail when it comes to tricks. So this stuff's going to be really important and actually will be occurring way more as an animation. So we're getting to the point that it is literally me riding the bike in the game. The old calibration walk. Don't shoot. Bringing Jono on board's been amazing. So this year I've already been away for a month to New Zealand and Rebel Hardline, and it's crucial for a pro rider to be sat down with our development team. And Jono's been there. It's been a massive part of our progression, and he's brought ideas to the table that have added to our metagame of sponsorship and customization, stuff that honestly is going to set us apart and make this game completely stand out. Right, so now the important stuff. Mavericks is out there in the world. It's so sick to finally be able to talk about it. I've done this in secret for over a year whilst doing YouTube, sponsor stuff, events. It's been insane. It's taken over my life. Since launching the teaser video, our social media, mavericks.game on Instagram and TikTok, and our YouTube channel, Mavericks by Matt Jones, has been inundated with your comments, ideas, and suggestions. It's been so rad reading what you have to say, and Mavericks is launching this summer in early access, and from there we're going to do constant content updates, new beats, new stuff, new releases. We're already putting together our pre-release pack for those of you who want to get in early. But the best thing all of you can do right now is go to Steam or Epic Games, make an account and wishlist Mavericks. That is how we can get Mavericks onto your screens and into your hands together as soon as possible.